Hello and assalamu alaikum everyone. I am Kashif Kamran and welcome to the SBL June 23 mock debrief. And today is the session 2 of this mock debrief. Now, in the very first session of the mock debrief, we had an overview of the organization and the overview of the number of tasks and number of exhibits which are given in the June 23 mock exam by ACCA. And we explored the organization, which was a charitable organization, Thirst Aid. The primary focus of the session 1 of the mock debrief was a step 1 in the exam. You have reading and planning time, which is equal to 60 minutes out of the total 4 hours you have for the whole exam. And in the step 1, you started with your reading and planning time in terms of reading the background given by the examiner about Thirst Aid, the organization, and we tried picking up some very relevant information from the background information, knowing something about how this charitable organization work, what sort of activities are they doing, and they were providing the water supplies to areas which were affected by disasters. But they have a plan to ensure that they build up the water infrastructure, a more sustainable water infrastructure, not just providing them the water supply for a short term. So that is what they were aiming for in terms of the background information we read. And they were roughly into like 5 countries, or probably like 7 countries in 5 continents, something like that was also mentioned within the background information. Then we read, copy and paste each task in word processor. Task 1 to task 5, every task was put in the word processor. Each task was analyzed in terms of what is the format, what is the technical marks, what are technical marks asking you, how many marks are given for each technical task, and dividing it by 2, identifying the number of points we should be picking up once we start reading the exhibits. We understand what to do and allocate marks accordingly given by the examiner, and try connecting where possible the exhibits with each task before you start reading all the exhibits in step 2. We did that for some particular task. I remember for probably the task number 5, there was some possible connection with the exhibit number 6. And I think there was a possible connection of the task 4 with exhibit number 5, because at times when you read the title of an exhibit and you see what is actually happening in our task. Suppose the task is talking about cloud technology, and there is a specific exhibit about cloud technology, so it's obviously relatable. Or you are talking about something like marketing in a task, and there is a specific exhibit which is talking about the marketing strategies, for example. So automatically these are relatable. So sometimes the title of exhibit and what you need to do in a task are automatically relatable, and it's easy picking out in the exam paper that this particular exhibit will be helping me with this particular task, even though you have to read all the exhibits from in the top-down order, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because obviously there might be certain number of tasks for which the information is very scattered, and reading the whole organization, reading the information about the whole organization holistically will be helping you somewhere across writing the answer. Now, in continuation of the step 1, we have the step 2 today, which is the second session of this mock debrief. And I will be demonstrating the step 2 by looking into a certain task today. In the step 2, you read the exhibit one by one. Now, you already know the task. You read the background. You dumped the task in the word processor. You have arranged the task in terms of the format, technical marks, how many points to identify. Now, for every task, you know, is there any specific task which connects to a specific exhibit? You've done all that in the first 15 to 20 minutes. Now you have your 40 to 45 minutes where you need to read through each exhibit one by one, and I'll be demonstrating that. Copy, paste relevant points from each exhibit under each task in the word processor. Now, when you're reading through the exhibits, you might find some information which you believe is relevant to what the examiner was asking in task 1 or what the examiner was asking in task 2. So you copy paste those things under the relevant task areas you have made in the word processor. And that's where the reading and planning time becomes very effective, because your word processor will become a launching pad for you in the later 3 hours. If you structure your word processor beautifully in terms of the task, and you've dumped the information under each task, you've brought the information from the exhibits and dumped under each task, after 1 hour of this exercise, when you sit back and you start to write your answer in the later 180 minutes, this word processor will become your launching pad, and you will not need to go back to exhibits, back to task, because everything is on the word processor. You just need to look at it and just need to write a very good answer for examiner by looking at the information you have dumped for each task. You will structure the answer in the format. You will write the points which you have taken from the case study. You will develop the points which you have taken from the case study. And in that way, you are producing a quality answer for SBL. You ideally have 40 minutes to do so, because the first 15 to 20 minutes must have gone in the step 1. So your total reading and planning time is 60. So some of you might be done with the first step a bit early. So you have 40 to 45 minutes for this particular task. Okay, the next thing is this step 2, prepare you well for the launching pad to write the answer. And that is exactly what I was just discussing with you. So let's take a demonstration of the step 2. I will not be going through all the exhibits, because again, this is a mock debrief, and I've covered this step 1 and step 2 in my December 22 webinar and the March 23 webinar, which you must have watched before this mock debrief. So you know these sequential steps, you know how to go through it. I just want to shed light on some important areas of the mock debrief, and I'll be exploring the step 2 in the context of the task 4 and task 5 today, because I believe task 4 is about cloud technology, which is an important area for the June exams, because a lot of articles have been written by the examining team around application of new technology, and particularly the part 3 of that article was around cloud technology and seems much important for your upcoming exams. And then the task 5 is around marketing, an area which I have explored less in my December 22 and March 23 webinar. So just want to focus on those specific areas. I'll be doing the task 4 today in my session 2. And in my session 3, I'll be doing the task number 5. So I will be demonstrating how you read and how you copy paste in the reading and planning time under the task 4. And then when you start writing the answer, how that copy paste help you in writing a wonderful answer. Okay, let's first have a quick glance at the task 4, even though we read that in the session number 1, but just want to quickly recap what was in the task 4. So we have prepared for an effective reading of the exhibits which are connected with the task 4. Now, when you look at the task 4, this is what was written in the task 4, and I've just copy pasted that on my presentation just to make it more interactive for all of you. It was written in the task 4, the opening paragraph ahead of the task 4, and these opening paragraphs before every task is something very important, because it makes your mind set very clear what to do. Before you say required A, required B, this short case study really develops the perspective of how you should be going about doing it. And this really adds value. If someone understands this, probably you have a higher chances of writing a much better answer to the technical marks. Let's see what's in the intro of the task 4. It has been decided that Thirst Aid will pursue a new strategic direction. And I'll be using the short word in my presentation today, TA, Thirst Aid, again and again saying Thirst Aid. There might be a slip of tongue as well. And again saying Thirst Aid takes a lot of energy. So I'll be saying TA. So please ensure that TA means Thirst Aid. So it has been decided that TA will pursue a new strategic direction, including helping to deliver long-term changes in local infrastructure to provide sustainable clean water. We read that in the background, right? That they were looking for going into local infrastructure to provide sustainable clean water. So they just want to ensure that as a charity, instead of providing the clean drinking water bottles for a shorter term, They just want to make a water infrastructure in the devastated areas where earthquake or any flood or any natural disaster has struck in. They just want to ensure that the local infrastructure for water is built up for a more long-term, for a more sustainable water supply. Jess, who is the TA chair, who is the chairman of TA, has agreed to chair a steering meeting to consider how TA information system can support the new strategy. So how information technology help you support the new strategy where you need to build up the infrastructure? The committee includes 2 trustees, yourself, and we know we are a strategic advisor, and Johan. So we are part of the steering committee along with the chair. Johan has passed to you a proposal written by TA IT manager. Johan is concerned that the steering committee members do not understand the strategic consequences of what the IT manager is proposing. So IT manager is proposing, so that means there is a certain exhibit where the IT manager is proposing the use of technology in the local infrastructure to provide sustainable clean water. And Johan believes that the steering committee lacks that IT knowledge to understand the consequences what IT manager is trying to talk about. So we are very sure that they want to develop a local infrastructure of a sustainable water. They want to use the information system and information technology as part of it. And their IT manager has provided some proposal in a certain exhibit, which will connect with the task number 4. But Johan is much concerned about whether the steering committee understands it or not. And that's where your role comes important. So you need to debrief the steering committee. You need to tell the steering committee that what is actually the benefit of this information technology coming into the local infrastructure. Now the requirements. Prepare a briefing note. So I'm just going to put off my camera so it doesn't cause any distraction. Okay. Prepare a briefing note to be circulated before the next meeting of the Information System Steering Committee. So before the meeting sets in, next meeting sets in, you need to prepare a briefing note which will be circulated to the trustees. It will be circulated to the chair. So everyone knows how exactly IT will be part of the new infrastructure development you want to do for sustainable water. So this is a format we're using. Prepare a briefing note. That's the format. Required technical marks on the left-hand side. Discuss what, from a strategic perspective, the benefits to Thursday of adopting cloud and mobile technology. From a strategic perspective, right? This is very important. From a future perspective. They don't have the cloud and mobile technology currently, but they plan to have it. So from a strategic perspective, what benefits will TA get of adopting a cloud and mobile technology? Now, you must be knowing the bookish benefits, which can be really helpful because you will sync the bookish benefits or you will adapt the bookish benefits into the context of the case study. So if you don't know the bookish benefits, you might struggle. But if you know the bookish benefits or the benefits written in the examiner article, you have a fair chance of writing a good answer because you will bring those benefits and you will connect them with TA and their strategic perspective, how it will be beneficial. Now, when you are discussing the benefits, and you know we have 9 marks for it, and 9 marks means roughly dividing by 2 means you're writing something like 5 benefits because we have 9 is an odd number. So 2 multiplied by 5 is 10. That is better. So 5 benefits. How would you grab these 3 additional marks which are professional? Yes, when you put the format of a briefing note, you are getting them. When you're putting the headings and subheadings, you're getting them. When you are not repeating any point, you're getting them. When you are structuring your answer beautifully, you are getting them. But apart from that, what else you need to do? Professional marks are available for demonstrating commercial acumen. In demonstrating your awareness of the consequences for Thursday. So when you are writing what are benefits of a cloud technology, you need to consider the cost benefit analysis of this adopting of cloud technology. You need to ensure that, yes, at one side of cloud technology is the cost, and on the other side of the cloud technology is the benefits. So you need to be aware of the commercial reality, because it's a charitable organization. And if the charitable organization gets to cloud technology, will it save them cost? Will it increase their cost? Will they get more benefits than the cost they're incurring? Because eventually it's the donation money. It's the money coming from the donors. The donors will be very much concerned about where their money is being spent. So if there is any possible saving from cloud technology, then that is a wonderful commercial acumen, because that's what the donors would like to see in efficiency coming in, better decision making coming in for TA. That is all what is part of commercial acumen, right? So commercial acumen is not just saving money. It's something which enhances your decision making as a TA. The right information coming from the cloud technology and relevant information every point in time will enhance your decision making as well. So you need to bring your awareness into the perspective, awareness about how TA works, and awareness about how a charitable organization can benefit from cloud technology, considering where the money is coming from. It's coming from the donor, and the donor wants this money to be spent on welfare. But if you're spending this money on your infrastructure development, there has to be a logical reasoning for it. The next, again, discuss from a strategic perspective, the risk to Thursday of adopting a cloud and mobile technology. So what sort of risk will be there of adopting the cloud technology? 6 marks, so dividing by 2, we need to write on 3. We need to write on 3 risk. So what risk with cloud? Everything you adopt, everything you do for the first time, not just there are not just benefits, right? There are also risk with it. So what benefits will you get of the cloud technology, and what risk will come in? Professional marks are available for demonstrating evaluation skill in considering information provided. So from the information provided by the IT manager in a certain exhibit, from that information, what sort of risk comes to your mind? So from the information provided, and we know this information provided is coming from the IT manager, which is what Johan was telling us. And from that information, what sort of risk can you pick up, which can be a question mark on the adoption of the cloud technology? And the benefits, you need to be aware of the commercial acumen. So these are extra 3 and 2, which you can fetch in by your cleverness in the exam hall, by reading the statement very well, which the examiner is giving. So you need to prepare a briefing note, and we know there are so many formats of briefing note. You can take any format. That's not an issue for the marking team. Any relevant format put in will fetch you marks. Okay, let's go back to the practice platform now. I hope you can see that in front of your screen. And in the practice platform, there we have already gone through this task 4, and that's what we have gone through. And we close the task 4, we open up the word processor, and in the word processor, we are going to task number 4, which is right over here. So I hope you can see in front of your screen. The task number 4. That's what we need to do today. So on the first day, we read the task 4 and we connected it with exhibit number 5, because we were talking about cloud and mobile technology, and we saw the title of the exhibit 5, proposal, cloud and mobile. So see, this is what I was talking about just at the beginning of my session, that when you are copy pasting the task and you're reading the task, what to do, how many marks, what format to use, and then you later try to read the exhibits and dump the information from the exhibits to a task. When you are reading the task and you immediately saw cloud and mobile technology, you look at the left panel and you see left panel, oh, cloud and mobile technology, exhibit number 5. You immediately write exhibit number 5 here. So, you know, my answer mostly will come from exhibit number 5. though the information can be scattered, you're coming from you will be reading in the order in the exam, right? But you will give a very special focus to exhibit number 5 because that will really help you develop your answer for cloud and mobile technology. So you can see the titles of the exhibits on the left panel. And at times when you look at the requirement, the title of the requirement and the title of the exhibit matches, and that's where you pick in the exhibit. Now, that's what we need to do, discuss the cloud and mobile technology. So if you will writing your answer. So first of all, you will formulate a briefing note. And this briefing note is to be written to whom? Task number 4. Prepare a briefing note to be circulated before the next meeting of Information System Steering Committee. So it's going to the Information System Steering Committee. Briefing note for the members of Information System Steering Committee. And you can just put in the date. If the date is not known, you can just say cross, and you can write the subject. Again, there are multiple formats of briefing note. Whichever you follow is right. This is also a relevant format for briefing note. In a briefing note, it's a very informal document. So we're simply saying this is a briefing note for the Information System Steering Committee. And normally date, if the date is not given in the task number 4, yes, you can just omit the date because it's a very informal structure. So you just put the subject. The subject is to talk about benefits and risk of cloud technology, That is the subject, and you will start writing under it. And once you have written with that briefing note, whatever you have written here in the task 4A will be deleted. And you will write over here answer to task 4A. So please ensure in your word processor, whatever extra should be deleted. You should not leave it when you end the exam. You should delete it before you end the exam. Answer to task 4, and that's how you start in. So the first heading would be benefits of cloud technology. You know, examiner likes headings and subheadings. That's part of your journal professionalism. And if you want to fetch good professional marks, you need to ensure you're putting headings and subheadings. The risk of cloud technology. So risk and benefits. That's what we're looking for. There is no introduction of a briefing note. There is no conclusion of a briefing note. There is no ending of a briefing note. So it's just like you write a normal answer. That's what you're doing here. Okay, let's read the exhibit number 5. Suppose you have read 1, 2, 3, 4, and you've come to exhibit number 5. And now you open the exhibit number 5, and I just want to demonstrate the step number 2, that when you are reading an exhibit, how you copy paste the information from a relevant exhibit to a relevant task before you start writing the answer. Suppose you are going in the reading and planning time, and you open the exhibit number 5, and you know that this exhibit number 5 is to be copy pasted in my task number 4. So the task number 4 is right in front of you, and we'll keep dumping the important information. Okay, this is the exhibit number 4 now in front of your screen. 5, sorry. Okay, prepared by the IT manager, Thursday, outline. In view of the proposal to expand the operations into the provision of water infrastructure and the need to improve aspects of the current system, I propose that Thursday move to a system of cloud and mobile computing. So that's what the IT manager is telling us, that we should move to the cloud and mobile computing because to improve the current systems and because of the expansion of operations into the provision of water infrastructure. So what is the need of moving to the cloud and mobile technology? Improvement to the existing systems and a proposal to expand the provision of water infrastructure. So these are 2 reasons why we want to get to a cloud and mobile technology. And this is what IT manager is telling us about it. Number 1, hardware. We will need to buy a replacement head office server for control of the intranet and Wi-Fi. So they're saying that we need to buy a head office server. That would be the first cost we need to incur. 25 laptops for head office. They need to buy the 25 laptops. Number two, again, low specification with large flat screens, keyboards, and docking stations. Additional equipment will be brought in line with the inevitable increase in staff numbers. 10 tablets for use outside the office. So they will be buying 10 tablets for use outside the office, probably at the remote locations where they are building the water infrastructure, at the site where there has been a devastation because of the natural disaster. 10 identical smartphones, all on the same network under corporate contract for a senior management. So they will have 10 identical smartphones, and probably again, these smartphones will be helping the use of cloud technology and use of access to data, at a remote location, where taking those 25 laptops, you're stationing those 25 laptops in the head office. But what is mobile here? The tablets and the smartphones. 10 satellite phones, all on the same networks under the corporate contract. So these satellite phones can also help you in the field where you are making the infrastructure, because you might be making infrastructures in different countries at remote locations, at the sites where the devastation has occurred in. So these sort of devices can be very helpful to access the information you have over the cloud technology. New LAN router and cabling, because obviously you need to ensure that you get a good access to internet. So you need to have those LAN routers and cablings. Existing hardware will be cleared of data and applications and donated to an appropriate local charity. So you will be just putting the existing hardware. You will be clearing the existing hardware of any data. After cleaning it, you will be donating it to the appropriate local charities. I think that is another benefit of the cloud technology here, that at least your existing hardware is being used for betterment. Being a charity, being a charitable organization, if you look at the commercial acumen, they are investing into new laptops and new tablets and new phones. But being a charitable organization, they're also utilizing their existing hardware for the charitable purpose. They are donating it to an appropriate local charity. So that is something very good. So see, this is cost benefit analysis. They are doing, their objective is to welfare, and they're still doing welfare. So the existing hardwares will be cleared off and donated to an existing charity. I think this is a very good point, which can help us as one of the benefit of the cloud technology, that their existing hardware will be made, will be put for charitable cause. Instead, number one. So I'm just writing my points under benefits. I'm just writing my points under benefits points. Number one point I got is existing hardware will be cleared off and put for local charity. One thing I got here from things is good, where they have to use the mobile technology. So they have 10 tablets. They have smartphones. They have satellite phones, which can be more mobile. They can be taken anywhere at any location. And can help you access the cloud, the data you have saved on the cloud technology. A lot of investment or cost to be incurred. You need to incur a lot of cost on hardware. So we need to see the commercial acumen for that. Okay. Contracts should provide for hardware upgrade every 2 years. So with the company you will engage as a cloud service provider, the cloud service provider would upgrade your hardwares every 2 years. So your hardwares will be up to date. Your hardwares will be kept up to date, and that will ensure more effective utilization of information and more effective decision making, because you are using those laptops and tablets and smartphones as part of your decision making, STA, building the local infrastructure. So they have an office purpose, right? They have a definite purpose why you are using this technology. So they will be upgraded every 2 years, and I think they will keep them up to date. So if you want to make use of that point. Software. All existing software will be replaced by a software as a service. I hope you remember my article on cloud technology, which I did a session on. and we came across this terminology, SaaS, software as a service application. So the cloud computing company will be providing you a SaaS service as well, provided by a cloud service provider. We have identified based on our current usage, but taken the opportunity to request upgrades to modern versions and industry standard applications. So this is one of the good benefit that if they're taking on a cloud service provider, all existing software will be replaced by software as a service application provided by the cloud service provider. Control C, Control V. Good point, good advantage, good benefit. We have specified based on our current usage, but taken the opportunity to request upgrades to modern version and industry standard application. So as part of this SaaS agreement, you also have an opportunity to ask the service provider for upgradation to the software and ensuring they meet the modern standards and industry applications. So that's another benefit you are coming across the cloud technology. Otherwise, if you would go on for replacement of software, upgradation of software, you must have incurred a huge cost by engaging a software expert or by engaging a team of IT experts who would have developed a software for you, which could have been more costly, right, than going with a SaaS application, software as a service. The volunteer database will be moved from Excel to a database application, and the accounting system will be migrated to the same application used by below our external accountants. We have included a scalability clause in our invitation to tender, which allows the number of users to increase up by 100% over the 3-year proposed contract period. So you have included a scalability clause that if the number of users increase, it will automatically be reflected in your SaaS agreement. So that's something wonderful, right? So your database will be moved, your volunteer database will be moved to this, and the accounting system will be migrated to the same. So I think all the information will come at one place. So all the information coming at one place, ease of access to information, all information will be at one place. So accessing the information, taking the right decisions would become more easier. So that's another very important benefit. All the information coming at one place. Okay, next, cloud service subscription. We will effectively be renting data storage and application from a provider. They will provide responsible for license fees, upgrades, backups, and security. So we know security is one of a benefit of cloud technology. Upgrades is another benefit of cloud technology. Backups is another benefit of the cloud technology. So your data will remain up to date. Your data will not get lost. You can access data from anywhere. This solution is scalable. The fees will be based on data storage requirement. So you're not paying any heavy cost here. It's just a renting. It's just like a renting agreement. We know this is how cloud technology works in, and you will just be paying as you use. So if your use increase, you will be paying more. Otherwise, not. So that renting agreement here will be very beneficial for the charitable organization. They can save a lot of cost here. Okay. Maintenance. We will enter into a maintenance contract relating to all the hardwares that we own. This will specify 4-hour response and a 12 hours fix or replace. That's good. So if any problem comes in your hardware, it's not like you're searching for someone, which is wasting time. Or if there is any problem in the hardware, going to the market and taking an extra hardware support, expensive hardware support. It's part of the contract with your cloud service provider, and they will just be responding to your problems in 4 hours and fixing it in 12 hours. So that's under a day. So at least that will not affect your work. So within a day, things will get rectified. Staffing. I do not anticipate any needs to increase the IT staff in the foreseeable future. So that's another saving. Otherwise, if you would not have gone to cloud technology, I believe you must have engaged more IT people, because you would have need people for maintenance. You must have need people for storage, security, for backups. You must have need people for different aspects of software development, security of the hardware, maintenance of the hardware, which would be saved now. So it's all with one service provider, and this one service provider will be giving you so good services for a fees, and we know the fees taken by the cloud service provider is very reasonable. It's against the amount of services you're taking from them. So that's the points we have in the proposal. Exhibit number 5. This will help us formulate the benefits to Thursday of adopting the cloud and mobile technology. And from these points, changing the perspective, we can get to know some risk as well. Okay, let's start to write in. And please ensure that when you are solving this task number 4, please remember you must have already come reading 1, 2, 3, 4. So there might be a lot of information in 1, 2, 3, 4, which itself help you formulate some of the benefits and risk apart from the bulk of the information which is coming in the exhibit number 5. So this is the points you're writing in the reading and planning time. This is the task 4. You have understood in the reading and planning time. And then once you come to writing the answer, this is your writing of answer, which you're doing in the later 3 hours of the exam hall. A briefing note for the members of the Information System Steering Committee, subject, benefits and risks. I'll not be writing the whole. I'll just give you an idea of writing 2 to 3 benefits and 2 to 3 risks, so you know exactly how to make a good answer. Okay, the first of the benefits, which I believe should come as a heading. The first is we got a lot of benefits here. Investment cost to be incurred, 10 tablets, smartphones, existing hardware we cleared. We got a point here. The volunteer database will be moved to Excel and the accounting system will be migrated to the same application. I'm just making use of this point that all information will come at one place, ease of access, and the information can be accessed easily and at one place. So I'm taking this as my first advantage. Access to information at one place, or ease of access to information. Ease of access to information. Ease of access to information at one place. So I can write under this. If Thursday adopts cloud technology, you can use the short form TA, and then you can use TA across your task 4 answer. So at least if the marker is reading your answer, it says if Thursday TA. So in the later task 4 answer, if he finds TA, he knows what does it means and can save your time in exam. If Thursday adopts cloud technology, it will provide staff and employees, including the managerial employees, access to information at one place as all existing volunteer database, and what? And the accounting system will be moved to cloud, move from Excel to a database application, right? And this database application will be over the cloud technology. At one place as all existing volunteer database and accounting system database will be moved to one database application, which will be stored over cloud technology, and can be easily accessed anytime from anywhere. And the good thing is the information will be more up to date, as it will be more centralized. So you have it at one place, right? So it will be more centralized. All the information is stored on one database application, and that one database application is on the cloud technology. Anyone from anywhere can access it, so you can use it at your ease. You can use it anytime, and that can really help you taking sound decision making. Time can will be more up to date. This will enhance overall decision making for TA management and TA management. So your overall decision making will be enhanced. So this is one of the commercial acumen, right? That bringing things at one place will bring more efficiency to you as TA. Efficiency definitely reduce your cost in the long run. The good decision makings will bring more donations to TA in the future. This will enhance overall decision making of TA management, which will be prosperous for TA future. So you can bring a lot of more donations, you can understand the needs of the donors better, and you can take the right decisions. So that's one of the benefit. And I tried using this point here. The volunteers, things will be moved at one place. So I tried using this point here, which I'm now striking through from my list. Okay, the next, I think, benefit is the ease you're getting under the SaaS. You will have up-to-date software. I think that was a very major point here. It says all the existing software will be replaced by a software service, SaaS, provided by the cloud service provider. So I think that will ensure that your software remains up to date all time. So up to, or we can write the SaaS, the SaaS SaaS application. So SaaS application is another benefit. TA will benefit from the SaaS application as part of the service level agreement with the cloud computing service provider, with a cloud service provider. TA will benefit from the SaaS application as part of the service level agreement with cloud service provider if TA decides to adopt cloud technology. This SaaS will ensure that all softwares used by TA are kept up to date, or any issues within them are resolved on timely basis. Further, as part of this agreement, TA will benefit in terms of any future modification or upgradation of softwares at par with industry standards, and market practices. This will keep TA up to date in terms of market standing and give a sustainable advantage over other charitable organizations, So see, we're trying to connect it with a strategic perspective. We're trying to connect how this will benefit them in future. What benefit will they get out of it in terms of commercial acumen? This will keep them up to date. They will have a saleable advantage over other charitable organizations. They will be known as a better charitable organization in the market. More donors will be attracted to you because you are trying to use the information technology in a more appropriate manner, which can then benefit the donors as well, or in terms of the service standards you're providing to the donors, ease of services you are providing to the donors. So from your list above, you just need to pick a point and you need to convert them to benefits. But from a strategic perspective, which I'm trying to do in every possible paragraph, and trying to think how this will be more beneficial to the future of TA. I think another benefit is that even though you are doing a sizable, you need to do a sizable investment in your hardwares, but your existing one could be used for welfare purpose, which can assure the donors that you took the right decision. You can write that point as well, because you were not throwing off your existing hardware. You're not doing them scrap. You were giving it to another charity. So you were helping another charity, and that will make your donors very happy that you have better utilized your existing hardwares rather than just discarded them without any use. So even though you want to invest in the new hardware, that's the need, because you need to move towards infrastructure development, and you need those tablets and smartphones and satellites for remote location, where your employees and workers working at those remote locations can access information. There could be proper two-way interactions between TA management and the workers at the remote locations. Information can be shared with them, right decisions can be taken, updates about the project developments can be shared easily, and any data can be easily stored from any location on the cloud service, which can then be accessed by the management at the head office. So I think there are a lot of benefits with these smartphones. I hope we can develop this in a point. Existing hardware and the better utilization of existing hardware giving to the local charity. Renting can bring a lot of cost reduction. I think another one could be I foresee as a benefit of a cloud technology is an overall cost reduction. Even though TA needs to incur an initial cost in hardware upgradation. But in the long run, the use of cloud computing service provider, the use of the cloud service provider for the cloud computing services, including SaaS and the other maintenance agreements and other maintenance agreements, will reduce the overall cost for TA, which cost for TA and will help TA with better utilization or more effective utilization of the donations received. So whatever donations you will receive in future, they can be more effectively utilized, because your overall cost relating to IT will go down. Initially, you need to incur the hardware upgradation, but in the long run, the use of those cloud service providers for cloud computing services, including SaaS and other maintenance agreements, will reduce your overall cost for TA, and TA will better be utilizing the money of donation received. Further, the foreseeable reduction in the foreseeable further with no foreseeable increment in IT staff. This will positively impact on TA operating or admin expenses, and this in turn will ensure that every $1 of donation received is put to better welfare purpose. So rather than that donations is being used more on your operating expenses, it will go more down towards welfare, which is the primary purpose of TA. So I think on a longer run, there will be an overall cost reduction. I hope I'm trying to explain my point in a more effective manner. You can rephrase it, but in the limitation of a debrief, I'm just trying to understand that there will be a longer term reduction in cost because you need not to incur more, you need not to employ more IT staff. Overall, because you're having a renting agreement with a cloud computing service, that renting agreement will save a lot of cost because otherwise you would have to run after other vendors for hardware maintenance, software upgradation. Now you're getting all that under one bundled. Your softwares will be up to grade. Your hardware will be up to date. Any issues will be resolved immediately. You will get better security. You will get better backups. So there is no risk of losing the data. So I think that is one of another benefit you can write in, right? So overall, the security, the backups, that is another good feature of the mobile tech of this technology, right? So you can write this as a next point. Better backups and securities. So you can write this as the next point, and you continue writing this way. I hope you're getting the track right. And trying to create every point from a strategic perspective, how this will be beneficial for TA sustainable advantage or meeting the expectations of their donors, who plays a very crucial part in this organization. Now, from the benefits, you move to the risk of cloud technology. If you remember the risk from the Examiner article, you can just bring them down and link with the case study. I think the first of the risk we know is probably because there could be internet issues which can affect your usage of your cloud technology. How can we link this point to a TA? For the local infrastructure, development, TA staff needs to be present at different remote locations where there has been devastation due to a natural disaster. So for the local infrastructure development, which they foresee to happen in the future, and that's where they're moving in for a more sustainable water supply, TA staff needs to be present at different locations, right? And some of them might be very remote locations where a devastation has occurred due to a natural disaster. And you also know when there is a natural disaster, it affects your telecommunication and the quality of telecommunication for a certain time. So even though the staff is there with their tabs and smartphones, access to the cloud server or the cloud database might be a bit disturbing. Because you're not getting the relevant internet signals or the Wi-Fi signals, and communication back with the head office and the TA management can become difficult, or any reports or any summaries which you need to upload on the cloud server might become difficult because of the low internet speeds, etc. Could sound like one of the problems considering the operation of TA. I hope you're getting that point right. Devastation due to natural disaster. Furthermore, in areas of natural disaster, there is a possibility of damage to telecommunication, which can affect the quality of internet signals and access. So even if the staff at remote location is using tabs and smartphones, they might not be able to access the cloud database or upload any document on cloud database on a timely basis. So this is one of the risks they need to face, because you need to understand how will they be operating. They're going to places of natural disasters, or try to understand the limitations of places where natural disaster has struck in, and you will not get everything in the best of quality. So those limitations can affect your usage of cloud technology, even though cloud technology at the end of the day is something good. But again, every good thing comes with limitations, right? I think the second of the limitations could be, there could possibly be like some legal risk in terms of because you will be sharing the information about donors and information of donors. Probably that's part of your database as well with the service provider. And you might come under some legal troubles if your country does not give permission of the use of confidential data by any third party. So there could be some legal cases or some legal exposures coming your way because of sharing of the information relating to donors and how much donations each donor is giving in, and sharing that very sensitive information with a third party, which is the service provider, the cloud service provider. Any misuse there or any problems there, or if the donor does not like that to be shared without his or her permission, any legal action can come on you, which might affect your reputation as a business. So you can write on that, the legal risk. I hope you're getting my perspective for writing on the legal risk and how it can connects down with your strategic perspective. I think when you're changing to cloud computing, there might be some resistance from staff because you don't want to hire more people in future. The existing IT staff might feel threatened. They might think their jobs will be lost. They might create a resistance factor for this change to cloud computing. Their staff morales will go down. So I think naturally, when any organization is doing something new or bringing something new, there is a possible resistance from existing employees, because you don't want to hire more IT people in future. So the existing ones will foresee, will we lose job in the next 1 to 2 years if this cloud technology becomes more popular, and if most of the things can be done by the service provider, then what's our use in the organization? So they start to feel threatened for their job. So that could be another risk coming out of the cloud technology. Existing employees, their morale, any resistance coming from them, they might be creating any barriers to the change of cloud technology. So probably could be another issue surrounding TA. So you can think that way, right? You can also think about you might not get the desired service levels which you agreed with the service provider. When we do the service level agreements, there are lots of things written in the service level agreement. At times you don't get 10 out of 10. There might be some problems with certain terms and conditions which might create misunderstandings in future, or you might not be getting the desired service level which you thought of. You thought of that you will be getting a 5-star service and you're getting a 4-star service. So such possibilities can exist even. So try to write your answer under the headings of 2, risk of cloud technology. Try to relate it with the TA. You might use journal headings from the Examiner article, from the Kaplan or BPP book, but it should be related with the case at the end of the day. In the case of the benefits, you can use journal benefits, but try to connect them with the case study. I think there were a lot of space in benefits because you got a lot of benefits when we're writing the points in terms of investments and existing hardwares and service providers, backup securities, storage, even the any issues in the hardware will be responded in 4 hours and rectified in 12 hours. That was another benefit of cloud service provider we're taking, that any issues will be resolved under 24 hours. So that will ensure a smooth operation of TA. So this is how you're developing a point, right? So what you need to learn is that sometime when you're reading a requirement, you immediately click that this requirement relates to a topic, cloud and mobile technology, where a lot of book knowledge can come in. And more importantly, there is a specific exhibit on it. So developing an answer becomes easier. Then when you're reading the exhibit, you copy paste the points as I was doing in the reading and planning time. And then when you sit down and start writing the answer for task 4, then you think about, okay, how these points can be converted into headings and proper paragraph. Look at my length of a paragraph here. This is a more reasonable length of a paragraph for 2 marks. And trying to connect every point with a strategic perspective with TA, because the more you connect it with strategic purpose, TA, bringing the commercial acumen, I tried linking every point with commercial acumen in terms of the benefits the TA will be getting, because that was needed for the first part of the answer. In terms of the risk, you only need to use the information provided. So we tried to use the information provided in the context of the case for finding the risk. No conclusions, no endings for a briefing note. Where you end the briefing note, it ends automatically. So where you put the full stop, it ends. Now, in the exam, when you've finished off with task number 4, you should delete all of this. You should delete all of this. Control X. So see, this is now what you're presenting to your marker to check. So your marker will be checking only this much. So I hope you're getting track of this. But just for the sake of this mock debrief, I am leaving you with this reading and planning. So you can benefit, benefit from it when you're taking a printout. So that is what you need to understand from the task 4. A specific exhibit, a very journal requirement, something where we have expectations for June 23 exam with so much amount of articles coming on application of new technology. I do foresee a requirement on a new technology in your upcoming exam. But again, I'm saying I foresee. Foresee is an assumption. Might be right, might be wrong, right? But with this cloud question in mock, that also opens up a perspective on this assumption becoming more realistic. So I hope you're benefiting from this task number 4 in terms of the technical marks. 9 divided by 2, 5 benefits. 6 divided by 2, 3 risk. Professional marks, looking at the commercial acumen and then looking at the information provided in the scenario and looking at the risk thereafter. Preparing a briefing note, multiple formats of the briefing note. You can use any, no hard and fast rules for that. I hope you enjoyed this task 4, and I'll be back with the session number 3, which will be on the task number 5 in the same way. Wish you all success. Take care. Have a nice day, and I'll see you back with the session 3 of the mock debrief. Goodbye and Allah Hafiz.